It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline bling.
That can only mean one thing. Because we are in the kitchen with our favorite Zola Nene. It's a Wednesday morning and it's time for the Culinary Hotline bling.
Ting, ting,
Ting. You know how it works. You give us a call on 021-430-9881 and we answer your culinary conundrums that are quarreling you. This is Zola's mission, of course. It's so great to have you back.
Oh, Kat!
And you're
I
looking
haven't seen
amazing.
it. Oh, thanks.
And like, just life is amazing because you're amazing in life. You're
Aw.
winning at life.
I haven't seen you in a long time. I mean,
It's been
people
ages.
are here, I come here all the time. But you're never here.
I'm just
You're
always
busy.
just, I'm busy getting daddy ready. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry,
Are you
I'm sorry.
ready?
Anyway, let's get into the questions. This is what this is about. All right,
Culinary
first
Hotline.
question that came in on Facebook on Twitter actually, said, what's the best, most accessible seasoning alternative to salt?
Okay, well, salt is a flavor enhancer. So
Yes.
basically, it makes whatever you're cooking just taste a little bit more of what you're cooking,
yes.
right? So things like parsley, so fresh chopped parsley have a seasoning quality about it. So the more parsley you use in a recipe, the less salt you'll need. So that's a good one. Also, a squeeze of lemon. Don't ever underestimate just a squeeze of lemon to brighten up the flavors and bring out the flavors of everything else.
Okay.
Yeah. So they also when you're talking about salt and an alternative, I can't speak. An alternative. Always think about adding extra flavors. So things like spices. So pure spices. You know, cumin, coriander, that don't have added salt added to them anyway. Add a lot of flavor to food. So you find that if you up the flavor content, you don't need so much salt.
All right, there you go. So give it a try. Let us know how it works out for you at home. Then another question from Jenny from Cape Town called in and said, how do you make a firm cream cheese icing?
Yeah. So cream cheese frosting is something that like people battle with all the time, but it's such a delicious frosting that everyone keeps making it.
Yeah.
The reason why cream cheese frosting usually comes out very soft is because you always have to use the cream cheese from room temperature.
Okay.
It's got to be soft, otherwise your icing becomes lumpy.
Okay.
So the secret to a firm one is to use the cream cheese from room temperature. So it's basically a combination of butter and cream cheese and then icing sugar and a vanilla or a flavoring of some sort. So use the ingredients at room temperature, but then put it into the fridge covered. And then it'll firm up.
Yes.
And then it'll be firmer and easier to spread and to use as a buttercream substitute.
Okay, and then like, on various kind of cakes, if you
and
will.
cupcakes and all sorts of things. So just give it time to firm up in the fridge.
Okay, and just a quick reminder to you at home that our lines are open, 021-430-9881. Question on Facebook came in from Young Hazy. That's it. Young Hazy. What do I add when I make a cheesecake? So I'm assuming Young Hazy means like the key ingredient to making a cheesecake, right?
Yes, so the key ingredient to making a cheesecake is always cheese. So don't call it a cheesecake if it doesn't have cheese in it. And the cheese that people more commonly use is cream cheese. And please use full fat cream cheese when you're making a cheesecake.
Flavor.
Don't skimp on the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dessert anyway, so you might as well go all
Also,
the
you
way,
make
right?
a big cake, you serve it to like 8 or 10 people.
There we go.
It's fine.
There we go.
Treat yourself. So cheese is obviously a very important component.
Yes.
Sugar, of course. So we've got caster sugar here. You could use icing sugar if you know, depending on the recipe.
Yeah.
A flavoring of some sort. So here we've got vanilla paste. You could use lemon zest. You could use orange zest. You could use blueberries. You could use blackberries. You could use raspberries.
Depending on what your flavor of the cheesecake is.
Exactly. So whatever you want to flavor it.
Cool.
And then eggs help set it as well. So you always need eggs. I know the last time I was here, when we did Culinary Hotline, somebody asked, instead of eggs, what could you use? Some people use, you could use tofu.
Okay.
Something like that, just a protein to sort of help bind everything. And then also for my cheesecake, I also add sour cream or cultured cream.
Okay.
Just for a bit of a tang and a bit of added richness as well.
Yeah, because you do want that tang in a cheesecake. At least that's how I grew up liking it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that tanginess to it. Okay, cool. Our lines are going to remain open, 021-430-9881, and we'll be back again in the kitchen with Zola Nene and the Culinary Hotline playing...
Ting, ting, ting. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline bling.
That's how we get down in the kitchen, Zola. I'm being silly. Listen, we're back again in the kitchen. The Culinary Hotline bling.
Ting, ting, ting.
Is on the line, 021-430-9881. Taking all of your culinary conundrums and solving them for you. And Zola, the next one here says, what am I doing wrong with my rotis? They come out stiff and hard. Please help me make a perfect roti.
Oh, I'm so sad that they're coming
Do you
out.
call it roti or roti? I'm so...
I say rooty, but we've had this debate before and it ended up badly.
Yeah,
And
well, it
after
was-
losing the challenge, I'm not trying to lose another argument. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
All right, cool. How do we make a perfect one?
Okay, so when you make roti, you use a lot of ghee inside the dough.
Mm-hmm.
So you sort of roll it into a spiral with the ghee or the butter in the middle.
Yes.
So I suspect that she's not, first of all, using enough of the butter.
Okay.
Okay. Then once you roll it out and you cook it in a dry pan, cook
Mm-hmm.
it on both sides. That's probably when it goes crispy because the heat is probably too high and it's sort of burning and crisping up. If you lower the heat and you still do it exactly the same way and you're still coming out hard, once you take them off the heat, wrap them in like a kitchen towel, clean kitchen towel.
Yes.
And the residual steam from cooking
Mounyel's
them
in
will
there.
will add moisture and will stop them going crispy and brittle.
Brilliant stuff. All right, so you tried that out at home, Monique. This is Monique van Rensburg who sent us that question. Then Estelle from Bloemfontein joins us on the line. Good morning, Estelle.
Morning.
Yes, hi, good morning, Zola. Morning, Kat. How are you guys?
Very,
Good, how are
very
you?
well, thank you. What is your culinary conundrum?
Man, Zola, it was actually a question for the good doctor, but I can also ask you.
Try my best.
My daughter is diabetic, and she craves all sugary, unhealthy stuff, and I have to lock my cupboard to keep her out from the syrup and all that stuff, but she will scale my key to go and get to the cookies and the puddings and that things. If I buy fruit that is much more healthier, she doesn't want to eat it. She takes a bite and then she leaves it. What can I do to get this girl to eat healthier? Because I've got a diabetic cookbook, but she refuses to eat those dishes.
Okay, that's a very interesting one. A health-related question in the culinary hotline. Bling. What do you say,
Well,
Zola?
I know how you feel because my mom is type 1 diabetic. It's
Yeah.
like a hereditary thing, and her whole family's had it. And she also is a lover of sweet things.
Yes.
So the thing for her is that she doesn't like to feel deprived. So when we're eating regular ice cream, she
Yes.
doesn't want to be the one eating diabetic ice cream.
Okay.
So I think that the main key is to have everybody have the same thing. So for example, if you're making cookies, just rethink the way that you make them so that the whole family can eat them and your daughter doesn't feel left out.
Yeah.
So instead of using sugar, there are of course a lot of sugar substitutes, xylitol, etc., that you can use instead of regular sugar.
Yeah.
But you could also grate up some apple or mash up some banana. I know I
Yes,
always
yes, yes.
mention banana as like an option, but I don't eat it myself, but you probably do. Mash up banana and use that. So take out some of the sweetness or the sugar in the
Yes.
recipe and add things that are naturally sweetening so that your daughter still feels like it's a treat, but it's not necessarily that bad for her.
Yeah.
So, but I think that you do have to get the whole family. So don't make her feel left out or feel any different because you're giving her, you're like, oh no, everyone else will have sugar in their tea.
Yeah.
You can't.
And also I think
that's,
like, in time she'll get weaned off the sugar. And like right
Absolutely.
now I only do like a half a teaspoon of honey in my coffee or
Yeah.
tea when I drink it. I just haven't been doing sugar in a very long time, and
Yeah.
it helps. So yes, over
Yeah.
time it will work. Okay, Estelle, good luck with that. We're going to keep our lines open. 0214309881. We'll be back with the culinary hotline. Bling.
Wow,
Zing, zing, zing.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline Bling. That can only mean one thing.
Welcome to it, Zola Nene in the house, in the house. I'm just so excited to see her again in the kitchen, and we're taking all your calls on 0214309881 and also taking your questions on social media, like this one from Philippa Jacobs on Facebook, who said, I have a question. How can I make flour-coated mushrooms? No egg, please, as I am vegan. Ooh.
Yep, we always get the egg substitute question because eggs are like amazing things because they're like they're they
bind,
add taste, they add their binder, they add color, they're all sorts.
And I'm assuming this time around you can't use
You can't
banana.
use them. What you can use is something with the same type of viscosity as an egg, a beaten egg, because what he wants to do is obviously dip and crumb the mushrooms. So I would use, because you're vegan, I would usually suggest something like buttermilk, but for you, coconut cream is also really thick, so just whip it up, or even coconut
cream.
milk.
Okay.
It's also quite thick.
Yeah.
Dip your mushrooms in that, but I would
Yes.
then dip into the flour, then into the coconut milk,
Yes.
and then into the crumbs, and then fry as you would.
Wait, why would you go flour then milk? Because
You need something to help the liquid bind. So the flour sticks to the mushroom
Yes.
and helps the liquid bind to the flour, and then the liquid will
Okay.
bind the crumbs onto the mushroom.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
That is why she's the expert and I am not. I just need like a visual representation of that, but I'll try it out one day. One day. All right. Let's take a call from Annette, all the way from Johannesburg, on the line right now. Good morning, Annette.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, great to have you on the line. Thanks for calling the Culinary Hotline, playing.
Thank you.
What's your culinary conundrum?
After I thought that I'm going to make an hotcake steak, and I've put in some more black cherry sauce with black cherry that I use, and then I also fried with onion, but I don't know how to get the sauce thick.
Okay.
Because when I pour it over the steak, then it's very watery because there's no base to it. Can you help me how to thicken the sauce?
Okay, so how to thicken the black cherry sauce she's trying to use, I guess, as a decoration
as
on...
a sauce,
Yes.
as a- yeah, like
black
a
cherry
nut.
sauce, how to thicken it.
Whenever you make a sauce and it is too thick, you can always make a slurry.
No, it's too thin. You want to make
Oh,
it
it's too
thicker.
thin. Sorry, it's too thin. Yes, you can make a slurry. Yes, I meant that in my head, but my mouth said something else. When it's too thin, you can make a slurry. So it's sort of equal quantities of flour or corn flour
Yeah.
and some liquid, cold liquid. Mix that together, and you can pour that straight into your hot sauce. Whisk it,
Okay.
and then leave it to bubble for a few minutes, and it'll thicken up.
Okay,
Or
okay, cool.
you could make a mixture of rubbing butter and flour. So equal quantities of room temperature butter and flour. Rub
Yes.
that together.
That gives you
and-
like a crumb kind of thing.
not a crumb, but more of a paste, like a buttery paste.
Okay.
And you can also add little bits of that and whisk it into your sauce, and that also will help thicken it. Just make sure whenever you add a slurry or you add the butter flour mixture that you leave the sauce to cook for a little bit, otherwise it'll taste a bit floury.
Yeah, I was about to say, so if you maybe don't want to go that option, couldn't you just leave the sauce
To reduce.
open
Yeah.
for, reduce for a longer time? And that will thicken
Absolutely,
it?
that'll also intensify the flavor. So that's
Absolutely.
an absolutely great tip.
Boom,
Look at you.
get in there. Okay, yes. We'll continue with this culinary hotline playing Ting, Ting, Ting when we return.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline, bling.
All right. Whoa. Back in the kitchen with Zola Dene. Is the culinary hotline playing? Ting, ting, ting. You give us a call on 0214309881 and Zola answers your culinary conundrum. Let's take this question quickly from Togozisi on Facebook saying, Morning Expresso, how do I bake a chocolate cake? How do I bake a chocolate cake?
It's a very broad question. He
Yes.
was basically asking for a chocolate cake recipe, is what I feel.
This is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you could do this in a machine, but Kat's the machine today. So there's also a lot of chocolate cake recipes, different ones on the website. This is like the pound cake one, which is an easy one to remember because it's equal weight quantities of butter, of sugar, of eggs, and of flour.
Didn't
Okay?
Jay-Z have a song called Pound Cake?
I'm not sure.
He did.
Him and I are
Cake,
not
cake,
friends,
cake,
so I
cake,
don't know.
cake. And I got a pound cake. Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay.
So we got the butter. and
Yes,
we-
so cream together the butter and the caster sugar. Always use caster sugar just because it dissolves much quicker.
Yes.
And then a bit of vanilla paste for flavoring. If you were making another flavor of cake, you could use, lemon essence or almond essence or something like that. You could actually also add a bit of brandy to this because chocolate and brandy is great.
Oh.
If you're going to make a pound cake and turn it into a chocolate cake like he asked for, take out about a quarter cup of the flour and replace it with cocoa powder.
Oh, okay.
And if you want an even richer chocolate cake, you can melt 100 grams of chocolate.
Yeah.
And then you add it to the butter.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool.
Or to the mixture at the stage.
Okie dokie.
Add the eggs one at a time. I'm just giving you a challenge there because that was two. Okay, so mix it all together, and like I said, at this stage it might look like it's doing something that you don't really want it to do. And if it does start to split, just add a little bit of the dry mixture, and it'll bring it all back together. So don't
Goodness.
stress. Don't stress too much. Are you doing okay there?
I think so.
You're doing
yeah,
good.
I hope it's coming
It's a
together.
little lumpy, but okay.
We're getting there.
Payback for the So just keep adding the dry ingredients, keep mixing, and eventually you'll get a chocolate cake.
And then you
batter.
go into the
Yeah.
oven for how long?
And then finally, I just want to add, for a little bit of added moisture, I'm just going to add some of this clover care.
Okay, cool.
Just a little bit, just to add moisture. You could also use buttermilk if you wanted. You could also use
Okay.
yogurt if you wanted. That's up to you.
Oh, sorry, a little bit of spillage there on the
Messy,
side.
messy.
Apologies.
And this amount will make, this is also on the website,
Yes.
like we said. This will make a loaf tin, a standard loaf tin. Or you
Okay.
could actually also bake it in 20 centimeter round cake tins, cut it into, layers and then
Excellent.
layer in between and then make that cream cheese frosting we spoke about earlier and you've got chocolate cake.
Excellent.
Ready
I was
to go.
hoping we could take this call because we're going to get some advice on how to get the roti
yes.
nice and
not so
non-crispy.
brittle, yes.
And the advice was to boil your dough, right?
Yes, so use boiling water to make the dough.
Yes.
And that also tenderizes. Also, always rest the dough. Whenever you make a dough for anything, it's always best to rest it and let the gluten sort of relax, and it'll make...
There you go. Your
There you
cake
go.
is delivered. Thank
Look
you
at you,
very
you
much.
just made cake.
Zoe, always such a pleasure
Oh,
having you
I've
here. Thank you
missed
so
you.
much. Yeah!
Introducing Clover Care, the first enriched milk packed with nutrients to help you take extra care of your whole family.
Made with love by Clover.